All right, guys, we're going to be going over writing inequalities and graphing them. You did this last year, so I'm going to go over it quickly. Hopefully you remember what to do. Okay, writing an inequality, we've already done that. X is greater than -2, that is an inequality. So what I want you to write down here is your objective, obviously, always write that down. I want you to write down example 1, writing an inequality, and then I want you to write the inequality, X is greater than -2, that's your inequality, okay? Or, I want you to write the word or on there also. You can also write X is greater than -2 as -2 is less than X. Either way is fine, so I want you to know that you can write it either way, so write both those. And then I want you to draw the graph, okay? And this is what I'm going to remind you about on the graph now. What I'm going to remind you about is when you graph the number first. So the known number is -2. That's the known value, okay? So I'm going to put a circle around -2. I have the circle right here, right? And I'm going to leave it open because the number -2 is not a possible solution. So if I were to replace, what that means is if I were to replace X with -2. So let's say I said X is -2. Is -2 greater than -2? No, it is not. Since it's not, this circle remains open. In other words, I don't color it in, okay? So that's pretty much it for this screen, okay? And then you draw an arrow in the direction of greater than. So I said X is all values that are greater than -2. So I circle -2, and X is the values greater. So I put an arrow in the direction of all these values that are greater. All these numbers here, all of them, are greater than -2, okay? This one, let's see. Okay, so we'll just do one of these, because again, you did these last year, so we'll just do one of these. So verbal phrase, you're going to write all real numbers less than 2. The inequality you write for that is X is less than 2. And then we graph it. Okay, so this is example 2, sorry about that. And then we graph it. We graph the known number. So the known number is 2. So we circle 2. Do we bubble it in? Well, it depends. Is a possible solution 2? This number 2, is it possible? So if I were to say X is 2, is X less than 2? No, that's not true. Our answer is no. So we just circle it. We don't fill it in. We don't color in the circle. Okay? And then we draw an arrow for all numbers less than 2. All the numbers less than 2 are this way on a number line. All these numbers are less than 2. Okay? So just that one alone for here. Next. Now, one more. You already have the word verbal phrase written, so don't write it again. Just leave that. I want you to write this, though. All real numbers less than or equal to -1. Okay? So I'm talking about all real numbers that are either less than -1 or equal. Now, since I have negative or equal, you can see how I have this less than or equal. Okay? Now, since I have that, is -1, I graph -1, put a circle around it. Is -1 a possible solution? So if I say X is -1, does this make sense, this statement? -1 is less than or equal to -1. Yes, it is. This is true. It's equal. So yes, that's true now. So I bubble it in. Because -1 is a possible solution. And I put the arrow to all numbers less than -1. Less than -1, less than -1, less than -1. Okay? All right. So we're not going to go through this one. This is just actually solving it, which we've already done. So let's practice this now. X is less than 10. Okay? So first, I'm going to graph 10. Now I'm going to decide, do I bubble it in? That means is 10 a possible solution? So less than and greater than all have circles that are open. Less than or equal to has a circle that's closed. And greater than or equal to has a circle that's closed. Because if you're saying it's equal, that means this number would be a part of the solution. Okay? But this doesn't have that here. Do we have the equal? No, we do not. So, since we don't, we're going to circle the 10 here, but we're not bubbling it in. And I'm saying x is all numbers less than 10. So which direction do I go if I'm talking about numbers less than 10? All these numbers are less than 10. So that's what my graph looks like. Okay? There's your graph. Next one. X is greater than or equal to -4. This time I do have the greater than or equal. Look at this one. Greater than or equal. So let's look at what we do. Greater than or equal is here. I bubble in all the way. So, -4 is here. I bubble it in because could I say that -4 is greater than or equal to -4? Yes, I could say that. So -4 is a possible solution, yes. So I bubble it in. Now where are the numbers that are greater than that? The numbers that are greater than -4 are this way. So this is the way I'm going to go. Okay? So there's your answer here. Next one. Now we have to solve for x. So first let's solve for x. To get x alone, to isolate the variable, I have to add 5 to both sides of the inequality. This is the inequality. Add 5 to this side. Add 5 to this side. Okay? So here, x minus 5 plus 5 is x greater than or equal to -2 plus 5. I'm going to use algebra tiles because some of us are still confused by this. -2 and 5. Make your 0 pairs. What do I have left? 3. -2 plus 5 is 3. If you don't have to use algebra tiles, that's fine, then you don't have to use them. But some of us still have to use them. So x is greater than or equal to 3. Now I graph it. Circle the 3. 3 is between 2 and 4. I have 2 here and 4 here. So 3 would be here in the middle. Okay. And greater than, numbers greater than are this way. And since it says greater than or equal to also, that means 3 here is also a possible solution. So I have to bubble that in. Okay. 9 is greater than y minus 3. So again, solving for y now. I'm going to add 3 to both sides of my inequality. Here's the inequality. Add 3 to this side, add 3 to this side. This is y. 9 plus 3 is 12. I want to switch this around because I personally like when my y comes first. So I want my y is less than 12. So if 12 is greater than all numbers, y, 12 is more, then that means y is less. So y is less than 12. So I graph my 12. 12 is not a possible solution, so I do not bubble it in. 12 is not less than 12. So I don't bubble that in. And all the numbers less than 12 are this way on the number line. So I graph this way. So your answer should have been 12 is greater than y. And your graph should look like this. All real numbers greater than or equal to 4. So all real numbers is x or y or any number you want it to be. Greater than or equal to 4. So now let's go ahead and graph it. 4 is here. Since it could be equal to 4, that means 4 is a possible solution. I bubble it in. X is all numbers greater than that, then it goes this way. Here's all the numbers greater. Okay, so there's your line, and here's your answer. Z plus 7 is greater than negative 2. Subtract 7 on both sides. So Z plus 7 minus 7 is Z greater than negative 2. I have 2 negatives. And minus 7, I have 7 more negatives. 4, 5, 6, 7. So what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 negatives. Z is greater than negative 9. So, if Z is greater than negative 9, I'm going to circle negative 9. So here's negative 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it equal to? No. So my circle stays open. Greater than, all numbers greater on the number line go this way. Okay? And one more. This is the last one. You know what? I'll do this one with you guys tomorrow in class. We can stop now. So you guys are good. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.